for sure.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Sounds excellent. This is great. Dude, I'm so excited to be playing. Okay, let's
Let's see.
see. Um,
I'm just making some changes here.
right, I still got an aggression bishop.
Yeah. So I really didn't put a lot of
And
thought into into these. Like I put a lot of thought into the decks themselves, but I've had like no time since we last talked to try to like figure out what's the best combination for us to play on stream. I just kind of like um, I don't know,
totally.
top of the head. Let's see. So these two are out.
All good. That is all good. Standard, expert. Do you have any preferences on is there like a criminal mod that is like your favorite or like of that kind of theme that you like best?
That's a good question.
Street.
There's a couple in the hood that are all about criminals, but I usually like
Mm-hmm.
when I do criminal stuff, I usually take like a couple cards from different mod sets and like make a custom mod. Because there's
Right.
like Honor Among Thieves from Space Pirates, like their treachery is all about criminals. Um, and
Oh,
then
nice.
there's like Iron Spider Sinister Six has a card, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Sinister Syndicate has like a card. Um, like once I put this together, maybe we just like put in a custom mod set. Honestly, like we just like
Yeah, that sounds like a really fun, unique way to do it. So I'm totally down for that.
yeah, just cobble something together.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let you work on that for now.
Oh, you know what? We probably should have, or like, we probably should put the decks on the table and just like talk about them for like 30 seconds before we start playing, because people are going to want to know what we're actually
Totally.
playing.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Just whenever we're like ready, you just say, "All right, let's go," and we'll discuss what we're like looking at.
Yeah,
But if I set our nemesis up here,
sounds good.
sweet. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I grabbed Trevor. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Here we go. There's Trevor. Cool, cool, cool. You're just tuning this deck in real time, right? Face the past. Love it.
Yeah. So I think I have Utopia in your deck, so I'm going to take out Forge and Utopia and add in another resource.
I've got to face the past. Nice.
Yeah, both
I've got
decks
Forge. Yep.
both decks are running Face the Past.
Love it. Yep. I've got Utopia, Clarity, Children of the Atom. My
1955,
children of
24.
the atom.
Um,
Weapon X feels. I think Weapon X. I think she's the best Weapon X hero.
yeah.
I know that's crazy to say with 20
Well, she
options,
does get the
but
heal right back if you just play the card right away from Pain Tolerance. I do think, weirdly, Nightcrawler has an argument as well. At least maybe he's just like recent on
mm,
my mind. Because I really like decking him out with Weapon X, like not even drawing anything with it.
Right.
just so that he can search a
Right.
BAMF with his alter ego ability.
Right. Well, and that way, like either way too, he kind of wins. Um, the but yeah, no, yeah, you're right though. For her, recovery is just so easy that she can take the damage flipping down, take the damage again. She has a ton of her own cards that she can play actually in alter ego. Even like if she draws into like a puncture wound, um, she can throw down a puncture wound if she's flipped down from alter ego and then
Yeah.
does weapon X. Um,
I'll still have another counter attack.
and I also feel like she just like has a lot of control over when she wants to flip to alter ego. Like flipping to alter ego is a very like just intelligent decision for her, and so like she can be like, oh, I've got an ally who, if I flip down, Weapon X will help me pay for it. Weapon X will draw me a card. I don't care what card I'm drawing. I'm gonna be able to pay for this X-Men, like Professor X even, or whatever it is. I guess not Professor X probably, um, but yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, so we've got Phoenix with the. I guess her art's not that bad. I just really don't like that art.
Yeah. So the main thing I'm wondering with this deck is because it's like definitely not finished. I think the bishop deck is closer to finished just because it's closer to what I ran with him back when he released, and he hasn't changed that much. But with her, I'm trying to figure out how many copies of You Got This does she actually want? How many copies of that? How many copies of Assess the Situation? Does Assess come out? That kind of thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's no basic doubles because like her cost curve is so low, and once you get out Uncanny, you can just play Honey Badger for one cost every turn, which is super nice. Um, gets you the ready off Utopia, then the ready off of her. Let's see. Okay, so we're putting
Who's the
together
X-Force recruit for?
herself. So if she flips down,
Oh yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
she
So
still has
she
X Men
has
trait
Utopia,
through Children of the Atom.
WestJet. Right. Yep. Exactly. For mainly for Utopia.
Also Uncanny, because you can grab
Oh
Honey
right,
Badger
right,
from
right.
Alter Ego as well.
Or even, hypothetically, Professor X if she's ready herself.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Totally. Let's see.
that's interesting.
So this mod we want these Honor Among
It's
Thieves.
just one danger room. The danger room goes on X or on Honey Badger, right? Or sorry, I mean not the danger room. The danger room training.
Yeah.
Are you running attack training too?
I
Nice.
am
So hypothetically, could get.
at least not in this bishop deck. There's no attack training.
Oh, I see. No, okay, you're not. Got it. That's probably fine. Is the danger room I have literally just for the one danger room training?
Yeah, because you can play her every turn. So like what I don't usually do so much with Honey Badger is Voltron her to the nines because your obligation can ruin that idea, and she's just so easy to recur, especially when she is like reduced to one cost from Uncanny. But that's definitely something to look at. Like maybe we don't need the game times or danger room as much. Um,
You're thinking almost like get her back with Pixie, get her back by just shuffling in and drawing into her.
well, just getting her back with
Get her back
Sisterhood.
with.
So you drop a card to get her with Sisterhood, and then you drop another card on her to
Oh,
play with Uncanny. And with X Force Recruit, you can do that in Alter Ego, which will trigger Danger Room, which gets you the one copy of Danger Room training from somewhere.
Oh, that's the money. Okay, it's X Force Recruit makes me have X Force Recruit, X Force in Alter Ego. Children of the Atom makes that X Men. Uncanny X Men then means that even in Alter Ego, I get the discount for um for for Honey Badger.
Yep, yep.
Then Honey Badger is easy to then recur with Sisterhood. can get Danger Room training back on her with Danger Room. Okay, sweet. I'm seeing the loop now. That's cool.
Yeah, sorry,
That's cool.
I'm distracted trying to do the mod, but yeah,
No worries,
we'll
no worries.
explain it in a
I'm just
second. So I
totally.
let me know what you think. I took these cards out of their respective mods so far. Let's see, where Sinister
Nice.
Syndicate, I think, has a criminal based thing.
Surgeon Crime. Surgeon Crime really sucks. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, we might
But
be making this
if
like
we're
super
okay
hard.
with the yeah. Oh yeah, crime pay isn't the worst, but it's definitely not an easy one. Honor Among Thieves is discard until a criminal, reveal that minion, give it a tough status, and the villain one face down boost card. Okay, that's gross. And there's two of those. Ooh,
So
love that.
these are all
Um,
like the criminal support cards. Now we can add our favorite criminal
yeah.
minions. If you have any ideas there.
Let's see. Favorite criminal minions. I mean, I like Tombstone, the total jerk from Running Interference.
Nice. Okay.
Um, uh, I don't. I can pull him out right now. Oops. I don't love. I'm trying to think of a criminal. Was that? Was that me? I think who I'm thinking of is maybe Shocker. Is Shocker who
Oh yeah, I think
shocks you when you attack him?
no, that's
It's Sinister Style.
that's like the speed guy, speed demon, right? Is it this one?
I'm thinking I think they both have a thing like that. So after Shocker's attacked, stun the attacking character. That's for Shocker.
Yeah, we can just run
And then
this
Speed Demon.
this mod if you would like. Oh yeah, I forgot this card, Sinister Onslaught. Each criminal enemy in play attacks you.
I mean,
Ooh, is
yeah.
there a criminal? That's gonna be
I
rough.
mean, yeah. This is a great mod for sure. We could just do Sinister Syndicate and probably call it a day if we wanted to.
Sounds good.
It has fun boost effects. Yeah, that might be the best thing. Yeah, let's do that. So Crime Pays goes back into there,
Yeah.
and these can all get set aside.
Oh, you don't want to use any of this stuff?
Yeah, well, yeah, if you'd like to have, we could do.
I do like. Let's add one copy of
Let's do
Honor
one of
Among
those. Yeah, one
Thieves.
of those.
I do like that.
Let's do that. Yep, let's do that. That sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So I think
Honor
I've got our
Among
deck
Thieves.
built. Let's see. Before you put it in and shuffle it, we should. Um, let's see. Okay. So let's set stuff up. Oh, this deck was shuffled, huh?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
It's okay. Yeah.
I did shuffle my deck.
I'm just going to quickly lay it out, and yeah, I did play this X23 deck once the other day.
Yeah.
Trying to do a little bit of prep for us, and so I'm curious what you think should be the cuts and what should be the keeps after you play it. It's definitely not super polished.
Yes, it looks good to me. But I'm sure there's like some kind of card that's like, oh, this would be crucial to have. And of course, it sets the situation's kind of like just great for speeding through the deck. But it could also just be cut if it's if we really need some other particular cards in there.
I do like it with her just because
Mission Leader, always good.
Oh yeah, Mission Leader actually, that was my last cut from the deck back when I played it solo. I think definitely 2 players should be back in, and maybe like even 1 player. I was just like, there's a lot.
Do we want to grab that or just...
yeah. Why don't you grab that out?
And maybe just drop 1 assess, or
you can also just run it at 41 and see.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's do that.
So yeah, the
Mission
assess,
leader.
they're definitely like a little bit placeholder, but I do like them in her deck just because she is rewarded for playing her own cards with pain tolerance. And so when you play assess, you then get a higher percentage of her own cards in your next hand. Um, so that's usually where I come out with assess. Now maybe in leadership, with stuff like mission leader and like all the reduction that she gets, face the past nowadays is basically a much better assess. Um,
Um,
uh, that yeah, maybe it's not as necessary in leadership, but I don't know. Let's okay, so let's see here. Should we start with the scenario? Do you want to talk about the scenario and then we can talk about the decks?
yeah, I guess that's good. I'm just gonna delete these if that's okay.
Oh
Or
yeah.
actually, hang on, let's see. How do I do this? I just don't want to. I know sometimes when I hit, like, I think we're good. I think we're good. Sometimes I'm scared to grab my cards that I pulled out. Oh wait, cool. Yes, here we go. Journeyman, this is awesome. Um,
So
yes, Mr. Negative.
so real
Face
quick,
Mr. Negative with X time.
yeah, real quick. Let me or like why don't you go ahead and so we're still in like have not we're not recorded yet. Let me
Perfect.
introduce you because you haven't technically been on the channel yet, even though we did like have that one game a long time ago that was like
Totally.
recorded and then like
Totally.
mulliganed. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So welcome back to the channel. I have a very special guest with me who I've been friends with for a couple of years now, and we've played both in person at the Con of Heroes. Some very memorable games there. And he's also very big in the community online and promoting Marvel Champions and even making some of his own custom content. Andy, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, hi, I'm Andy, and yeah, I've loved playing with you, Journeyman, especially at Con of Heroes. I think I'll never forget our speed game against Magog. I think it was the first time we were both at Con of Heroes, and we had 30 minutes before closing, and knocked out a 3-player game of Magog. That was I think that kind of like cemented the connection, and it's been great ever since. So
Heck yeah, we both love fast play. We both love fast play. So you have
we do
this
like yeah, exactly.
You have created a custom scenario here, Mr. Negative, and I've played an older version of it, and I thought it was super fun. And that was a while ago now, and you've made a couple updates to it. So I'm going to zoom in here on the villain board, and why don't you go ahead and walk us through how this scenario is going to work? Maybe anything from your creative process, what inspired you to do Mr. Negative, anything you want to talk about.
Mr. Negative, what to say about him? I would say that first and foremost, I got inspired to make him because there weren't a ton of scenarios that have been made in the custom content community, and I really wanted to make one. And so I was like, well, I want to see if there's a Spider-Man villain who might be fun to make. And so I just started like looking for Spider-Man villains and came across Mr. Negative, and was just immediately captured by his aesthetic and his sort of inverted aesthetic, which I also thought would be cool because I felt like you could maybe do some interesting gameplay things with that might reflect that sort of inverted element. And then I came across also that he was a major figure in the PS4 Spider-Man game, and I just really, really enjoyed my time watching videos, like kind of like hours of videos of like all the cutscenes from PS4 of Mr. Negative, and I sort of slavishly studied how he was presented, and I really wanted you to, when you're playing the scenario, feel the same sorts of feelings of how he fought you in the game, sort of how he deployed his inner demons against you. So that was a big part of the scenario. I wanted to be the inner demons, sort of like up front and center. his like dark force energy blast. I wanted that to come across. The way that he sort of really draws energy from. Sorry, is it coming through? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you sound great.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Great. The way he sort of draws energy from allies and friends of Spider-Man would like kind of corrupt people and sort of suck out the life force from them and then blast people with it. I wanted all of that to kind of come across in his design. So, yeah, the old version you played, I think, was not bad, but its main villain ability was sort of hard to like interact with. It was pretty brutal to like any sort of ally inclusion in your deck. And I think that the new way that the villain ability works is much, much more fair. And I think you're going to really like how it works. So let me get into mechanically how that goes. So the big thing for him right on his villain ability here is negative drain. Force response after an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential damage. Attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force energy to Mr. Negative. So clearly that's taking that force response from Gene Pool, right? And sort of reapplying it here. But what's attaching to him is Dark Force energy, and this is a permanent that only gets set aside like by the scenario, right? And it says force to interrupt when attached to enemy attacks. Give it a boost card. This attack gains overkill and piercing. Then set this card aside. And also force response after attached character leaves play. Set this card aside. And it also has +1 scheme. So over the course of the game, there are going to be not just that ability, but other abilities that will give him Dark Force energy. And he can actually have multiple copies. There's 5 copies set aside. And so he could have multiple boost cards coming at you in a given attack. And, if you were to block that big attack with an ally, it's going to have overkill. And then it's also going to give him another Dark Force energy after he defeats that ally. So you really have to have a way to handle a potentially large attack from him. And yes, but also on the flip side of the main scheme, when an inner demon minion enters play, that's another way that it attaches a set-aside copy of Dark Force energy to Mr. Negative. But after any minion enters play, move a copy of Dark Force energy from Mr. Negative to that minion. So over the course of the game, if we get, say, Shocker, and he has a Dark Force energy on him, that will actually move from Mr. Negative to Shocker. And over the course of the game, if we get, like, say, a Demon Swordsman, it's an inner demon, so that will take a set aside Dark Force and attach it to Mr. Negative, and then that will move immediately to that Demon Swordsman. And so that's sort of the flow of it. Like, and then obviously if we kill those guys, that will get set aside again. So those might get set aside just by him having this big, pumped up attack, or they might get moved to a minion, at which point the minion either might attack us with that Dark Force energy, or we might be able to kill the minion before it actually attacks. So, yeah, it gets really interactive, and there's a bunch of different like strategic ways you can deal with that. But we definitely, hopefully, will have some strategies for how to handle that. I feel like that's the big thing to talk about. Oh, hey, over here, actually, one more key way that you can get Dark Force energy attached to him is also after a stunned or confused status card is placed on Mr. Negative, you have to choose discard that status card and deal 1 damage to Mr. Negative, or attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force energy to him. So it's not that we can't stun or confuse him, but then we have to make a choice of, is he going to actually sort of take that stun or confuse and turn that into more Dark Force energy so that a future attack is going to be pumped up? Or do we just discard that status card and just deal a simple 1 damage to him?
I do have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dark Force energy. It looks like multiple can pop on the same attack. When attached enemy attacks, give it a boost card. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, yep. So he could definitely have. I've had him have 2, 3, in some crazy instances, 4 or even 5. But uh, two or 3 is not crazy. 2 is actually quite common that he'll have 2 Dark Force Energy, and so he's getting 2 extra boost cards for that attack, and they'll both leave play, and get set aside after that attack, or when that happens. But he'll attack with a lot of boost cards.
So I really like a
And
couple things about the design here. You do have
yeah,
counters in play for both chump blocking and status.
yep,
But one thing that I really like is the delayed overkill on Dark Force Energy. I think
yeah,
that's like being able to give the player a chance to plan for it when you're taking away one of their strongest tools is just like really interesting design because now it engages the player to like think ahead, which is so fun. And I like this a lot more than just like surprise overkill. Um,
yes,
and if he doesn't have a Dark Force energy, then you do still have that resource. So it's kind of like it brings out a lot of the good parts of En Sabanur, where you kind of see what's coming before it comes, in certain respects, and it gives you a chance to
yep.
react and do some cool plays around it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what I'm going for. I think that's how it comes across. The one exception to that is the exception that kind of proves the rule is, so I made sure that no there's really no way that he almost ever. I don't think I've played him many times. I don't know if I've ever come across even like a fringe um, instance where he gets Dark Force energy like in the middle of an attack, or like that sort of thing. Like that doesn't happen. But what he does have is there are 2 copies of this card, Corrupting Touch, and the boost of that is essentially a surprise Dark Force energy, because it says give this enemy 1 additional boost card. If it's an attack, it gains Overkill and Piercing. But there's only 2 copies of it, and it's quite a thick deck. And so you really like it's sort of a freak thing. It could happen, so you can't just for sure. I'm just gonna throw a dude in front of this attack, and there's no way that this gets overkill. But it's very unlikely, and it's very easy to count these. Like whenever I'm playing, I'm definitely like, okay, both Corrupting Touches are in the discard pile. I know that it's not gonna, there is now no surprise overkill even possible. And I definitely have had times where I'm like, it's still in there. There's only 6 cards left. I'm not gonna risk it, and then I draw it as the boost. I'm like, I feel smart for having anticipated it. So,
Well, I'm really excited to be playing this because it's not very often that I'm playing a scenario where I don't have every single card memorized. And
yeah.
and I have not played this one in a long time, and you've made a lot of changes to it. So I think it'll be really interesting to just go in as blind as possible and figure out
Yeah,
what are the key cards. And I think that one is definitely like, oh yeah, like you're saying, we should definitely watch out for that one.
that's a key one for sure. Yeah, you'll very quickly be like, oh, okay, yep, that's one that I'll be. Yeah, and since the beginning of Marvel Champions, that's like the thing, right? Is like I feel like advances were always a key card you had to count, and then many scenarios will have at least one card that's like that you really want to look out for, right? and
Totally.
like pay attention to whether it's in the discard pile yet or not. So yeah, okay, so for the setup here, it says attach negative charge to Mr. Negative. Also, one cool thing here is that it says attach it superpower side up, or for an easier game, flip it. So on the flip side, it doesn't even have that ability. So if you are like, well, I can't play, my Jubilee starter deck this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just flip the card, and now he is prone to stun and confuse, right?
Nice.
That's why I have that ability. I just didn't want it to be like, I just didn't want it to be like completely. The scenario does not work for a hero who truly does rely on stun and confuse. But normally this is in play like that. And this is set aside each copy of Dark Force energy. So all 5 of those are set aside. Each player puts an inner demon minion into play, engaged with them. So there are two different types of inner demon minions. There's 2 copies of Demon Swordsman, 2 copies of Demon Brute. So go ahead and choose one of those. I'm going to do a Demon Swordsman.
Sure.
And yep. So it's basically a choice between, do I want the slightly less hit point one, or do I want the one that has 0 scheme? So if you were like planning to stay down in Alter Ego, sometimes I choose a Brute, or that sort of thing. And then find and reveal the focused negativity side scheme. So that's this side scheme. So it reveals, it adds 4 threat, so it's 2 threat with an hinder 1 per player. And when revealed, attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force Energy to Mr. Negative. So he's going to start off the game with a single copy of Dark Force Energy attached to him.
All right.
Like so. And then, yes. Do you want to talk about these 2 sets right here?
Yeah, so we just picked the Sinister Syndicate mod as the mod of choice. He has some synergy with criminal minions. And we took one of the treacheries out of the Space Pirates mod, this Honor Among Thieves treacheries, that discards and gets you a criminal minion, and then it gives a tough status to that minion, and it gives the villain a face-down boost card, which seems to synergize pretty well with Dark Force Energy here.
It does. Well, speaking of that, those Sinister Syndicate minions have a lot of nasty boost effects, which also definitely synergizes with Dark Force Energy, right? Because he'll often be attacking with extra boost cards. And so we don't know if he's going to hit us with a 2 and a 3 boost, or if he's going to hit us with, we're ready for a big attack. Instead, it's like a punishing set of boost effects from Sinister Syndicate. So that will cause some havoc for sure.
Yeah. I can't click on his negative charge.
I have it locked.
Oh, gotcha.
Want me to move it somewhere better?
Yeah, let's just move it down underneath him. Show that's attached.
Yeah, that's fine. That's normally where I put it when I'm playing. Yeah, nice. I'll lock it there.
Cool. So then, real quick, why do I have this Demon Brute over here? Let's put that in the deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put together a couple of decks for us. I've been working on updating all 100 plus of my mutant decks now that Magneto is fully revealed. Going through for the Every Hero, Every Aspect series. And for you, you're playing X-23 Leadership. I'll zoom in on the board here. And
Thanks for putting this together. This is great. We were talking before the game, and I was like, yes, why don't you put both together? We can have a little bit of synergy between the decks that way, and I'm excited to see what you come up with for me.
Yeah. So as a lot of people know, X-23 revolves around her signature ally, Honey Badger. When Honey Badger takes damage, so usually from consequential damage, she readies X-23, who has big stats and gets a lot of things out of the extra ready. But Magneto's pack brought a couple of cards that I think help X-23. First of all is Children of the Atom, which gives each X-Factor, X-Force, and X-Men character all of those traits. So that means X-23 now gains the X-Men trait. Honey Badger already had the X-Men trait, but this turns on a couple of things for her. First, it gives her access to Utopia. So every time you play an X-Men ally, X-23 is going to ready. So all these X-Men here and Honey Badger, every time you play them, she gets an additional ready. And stacking readies with X-23 is good. And then the second thing it gets her access to is Uncanny X-Men. So instead of Uncanny X-Force, now once you have Children of the Atom play, so X-23 is going to count towards Uncanny X-Men. So now you have all X-Men allies. That's going to give all of these X-Men allies -1 cost. So Honey Badger is now a 1 cost ally, and you can grab her off of X-23's signature support Sisterhood, whatever that is. So you exhaust Sisterhood, discard an X-23 card from your hand, search your deck and discard pile for Honey Badger, add it to your hand. So you have a 5-card hand, one's an X-23 card, you pitch it to get Honey Badger, you still have a 5-card hand, and then you pitch one of those cards on Honey Badger, and you play her, ready off Utopia, activate her, ready again. So you get like 3 readies a turn, one from your ability, one from Utopia, one from Honey Badger, every single turn, just by looping Sisterhood and Honey Badger. You can also do this in Alter Ego, once you give yourself an X-Force recruit, so that you can have the X-Men trait in Alter Ego, you can ready with Utopia. But if you play Honey Badger in Alter Ego, it triggers Danger Room, getting her a Danger Room training. And that's pretty much the gist of the deck. Oh, we do have a couple more new cards here. So Face the Past is here because X23's Nemesis is not that bad for her, and it's yet another ready that she gets access to, and drawing 3 cards is really good because she's incentivized to draw more of her own cards for her upgrade Pain Tolerance. Every single one of her own cards that she plays, she's going to heal off that. Let's see, where is that card at? So here you go, Pain Tolerance. Every time you play an X23 card, including this one, heal 1 damage from your identity. So if you draw 3 cards with Face the Past, you have pretty good odds of drawing at least 1 X23 card, so this may as well read, draw 3 cards, ready your hero, and heal you 1, which is really nice for her. You Got This is the other card we're testing out today, which is when you make a basic attack or basic thwart, you can discard an ally, add that ally's matching power to your hero, and then you get to ready afterwards. So Honey Badger usually doesn't give 2 readies because when she takes damage on her last health, you don't get the ready. And I know this is a point of contention for a lot of players, but she's already left play before her response would trigger. So her last hit point does not ready X23. So You Got This is a way to, instead of just wasting her last hit point, you can discard Honey Badger and still get that ready. So I think these two combo pretty well, and that's the gist of the X23 leadership deck.
Sweet. Two quick questions on You Got This.
Yeah.
I know there's talk about does the allies matching power include any buffs from cards like lead from the front, and does it include any buffs from things like Danger Room training? And I'm pretty certain that the answer to the second one is no, because they've already discarded things like Danger Room training. Is that correct? And what about the first question of like, if there was a global buff, do we know yet whether that would be counted for this?
Yeah, good questions, and I believe the answer is no. So for something like Danger Room training, it hits the discard when your ally does, and at that point, it's no longer affecting your ally's stats, right? The ally gets discarded in the cost portion of You Got This before you look at the
Perfect.
stats. So it's basically just counting your ally stats from the discard pile. So the answer is also likely no for something like Lead from the Front, because that's a constant effect, and effects only have they only affect things that are in play unless stated otherwise. If Lead from the Front said something like all allies in your discard pile get +1/+1, then I think it would actually work. But no, effects only affect cards in play unless
That's
say so.
a really good clarification. Great. That works for me.
Yeah. And then the deck I'm playing is basically a slightly modified Bishop Aggression deck from a deck I played with him at the start of the wave. So he hasn't changed that much from the start and end of the wave. The main cards here are these 3 aggression cards. You have You'll Pay for That. He loves face tanking damage, so this gives him some pretty good thwart. And in solo, if you take the maximum amount of 5, that's a full clear specialized training instantly. So you play a specialized, and then you play You'll Pay for That in the villain phase, and you get your +4 hit points, draw a card when you take damage, or whichever specialized training upgrade you want to go for that game. Toe-to-toe is really nice because the enemy attacks you first, and then you get to maybe draw off of his hero ability with energy absorption. So it's very good for minion clearing. 5 is a really nice number for minions. You can also target the villain if you have extra health and you really want to draw. You can boost it with aggressive energy. It boosts the damage that attack events deal. So you can boost up to 6, so you get damage on 6 health minions. And then let's say you did flip down and you didn't get the chance to use energy absorption that round because you didn't get attacked because you were an alter ego. You can flip up and play toe-to-toe, and then the villain attacks you and you can trigger it. And let's say you have a hand of toe-to-toe and You'll Pay for That together. You can even play toe-to-toe and then trigger You'll Pay for That, even though You'll Pay for That is usually dead in the player phase. So just a little trick from like all those protection taunt decks that kind of use taunt as a way to trigger your perfect defense stuff if you flipped down to alter ego without losing out on it. Other than that, just a pretty standard X-Men ally lineup. Lots of ways to try to flip down Psylocke, Gambit, Professor X. We have Face the Past here because his nemesis has Quick Strike, which is going to trigger energy absorption, and he loves the card draw. I did take out Forge and Utopia because they are in the X-23 deck over there, and I slotted in Avengers Mansion over them. And then we're trying out White Queen in this deck. He doesn't have any piercing in kit, so he does have these like really big attacks. Like let's say you have your two upgrades in play and you have max counters on them and you want to make your big like 18 damage basic attack, but the villain has tough and you have no way of pinging the tough. White Queen is a really good way to remove that tough so your big damage attack can go through. She can also remove your stun or your confuse, which is really nice because he doesn't have a lot of basic powers. He doesn't draw his events super regularly, so if you don't have your attack event and you really need a basic attack, she can clear your stun, something like that. I think she's just like a really flexible ally, and we'll see how she does here.
Sweet.
All right.
That's exciting. Cool. Yes, I think the main question for me starting off is, so we know that the first player will be getting hit with the bigger attack with that, what's my class?
Dark Force energy?
Yes. And so I feel like there's an argument for either of us. I mean, obviously, I'll be defending and negating a couple of the damage, but you like taking a lot of damage, so I don't know.
Yeah. Is there any argument for one of us staying down turn one, or is it you think we should
yeah, I can definitely see that as well.
Okay. Why don't I take the first player?
Yep.
Oh, and quick question. We were talking about how stuff leaves play for You Got This. I'm looking at Dark Force Energy. The forced response, does that need to be a forced interrupt by any chance? After attached character leaves play. So after that character leaves play, the response won't go off, right?
Because it's
already discarded at that point, I think.
Because this is no longer attached to it.
Yeah. So...
You know, it's funny. I'm not sure. I just know for sure there were like 20 different opinions on the custom content Discord, including among the most like rules lawyery people. So however it is, for sure it's definitely intended to be, you know, like as he's leaving, that gets set aside.
Yeah, totally.
At one point it was forced interrupt, and there was a convincing movement towards forced response that I don't recall the argument at this point. But that's a great question. It's a great question.
The number one guy I trust on that Discord, and like most Discords, is going to be Theorel. If he had anything to say, I would check with him, because I think
I should double check with him again. I know there was multiple thoughts on it. I think there's some kind of there's some kind of convincing argument for the not forced response, or for the not forced interrupt. I'll think about it. I'll revisit it with Theorel.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, we know how it's supposed to work, so won't get too caught up in that.
Yep. Rules as intended, right?
Yes.
Great.
All right.
Sweet.
Well, this is a pretty good opening hand here.
I am dropping Pixie. I got a specialized training, which honestly that could be nice to get started on.
So I said I had a really nice opening hand, and that quickly turned into...
Oh my lord. Yeah. I'm trying to think what the best thing to do. Well, that's crazy. I forgot he even had 3 stored energies. That's wild. I wish I had anything that affected that. But
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, most heroes would be looking at like 4 cards that they have to spend to play Psylocke, right? So it's kind of cool that he has so many resources. But okay, sweet. Well, you lead us off.
I'm just gonna play these 2 stored energies, or use these 2 stored energies to play Psylocke. Get a couple counters on her.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna flip up, and I think I think let's see. So let's your hand. I don't know. I think you have a pretty good stay down turn.
I think
So
I do. Yeah.
he'll lose the Dark Force on me, so he's not going to have the plus scheme. So I think I'm just going to clear the main, and then I'll use Psylocke to take 2 off the side scheme. And
Nice.
I will pass to you.
Sounds good. I think I'm just gonna play Pain Tolerance and this specialized training, so we hopefully get that going. And then just assess the situation and be done.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
I'm
Let's see what you
realizing
draw.
I probably should have taken specialized training out of the bishop deck as well. I forgot that
Oh
both decks
shoot!
had it.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, you know what? That way we got it really early. So that's nice.
All right, so we have 3 threat coming
That's not
on
bad.
the main.
Concussive blast.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, he had 3 threat, and he's attacking you.
Give it a boost card, so he's getting 2 boost against me with 2 attack.
Yep.
So that's going to be 4. And then this guy is going to hit me for 1, so 5 total damage. We're going to mill 5. Alright, drew 1, and now over 2.
So he's going to scheme for 1, 2, and then discard the lowest cost support you control. I don't have a support. There we
Joke's
go.
on him.
So it's 1, 2, and then 1 more for the Demon Swordsman.
Nice.
And then card.
Cool. I got the thing that we said we were watching out for. But at least it's not a boost. So deal 3 damage to your hero or an ally I control. Heal 3 for Mr. Sinister and give him a tough status card. There's nothing to heal, so he's gonna get the tough, and then deal 3. If it goes into Psylocke, he gets a Dark Force. So
yep.
I think I'm just gonna take it. And
nice.
Unfortunately, don't have my uniform yet, so we are a little bit.
Yeah, you can flip down next turn, I'm sure. Negative Pressure. This is a really fun card. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Reveal that minion. Then choose that minion activates against you or attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force Energy.
At least we get to see the minion first.
So yeah, exactly. We get to see who it is first. So Demon Brute. Reveal that minion. So when it's revealed, this says, when an inner demon minion enters, attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force Energy to Mr. Negative.
Mm-hmm.
And then this says, after a minion enters play, move a copy of Dark Force Energy from Mr. Negative to that minion.
So it's not going to be activating for 0. He's going to be activating for 1.
For 1, which is still, that's fine. I'd rather him scheme for 1 than him get a Dark Force Energy. So I'm going to let him activate for 1.
Okay.
Nice. Right there you can see a big, so many of the cards in the deck, almost all of them, have a choice. Which is fun, and a lot of them revolve around a choice that will result in Dark Force Energy being added or not.
I do like making choices in my strategy games.
I do like choices too. Yeah, exactly. All right, back to me. I've not thought about my turn, but I have some solid stuff here. So Phoenix is, after Phoenix enters play, choose an X-Men ally, ready that ally, and heal 1 damage from it. I don't think I can play both her and Honey Badger. Like, technically I could, but I don't think I want to. I just want to play Honey Badger to start off with. So build support, and I was thinking Phoenix.
I was wondering
to play.
If you wanted to ready with the claws before playing Honey Badger, because then you can heal.
So smart. So I'll first flip up. Honestly, Thwart for 2, probably off of Focus Negative. No, 2 off of. 2 off of Specialized.
So I would like to flip down.
So I'll do 2 off the main. I'll do 2 off the main, and then I will take 2 damage to ready, and go up to 3 attack. Then I'm playing Honey Badger.
Nice.
And then I'm going to play. Thank you. X-Force Recruit on myself, so I get 1 more hit point. And then I was thinking I would play Danger Room Training on Honey Badger. And then I will, let's see, so I've got 3 attack and 2 thwart. What I was thinking was, I mean, do you think I should remove 5 from the main scheme or from specialized? Probably the main.
Yeah, I think the main for now.
Yeah, so
Psylocke can
Animal
clear the
Instinct
side scheme.
also heal me with Animal Instinct. That's going to remove 5 threat. Boom. And then Honey Badger will, I think attack. Honestly, I really don't like this Demon Brute, I think. So I think she's going to hit him for 2. Reddy's X23. X23 will finish him. He says, when defeated, if Dark Force energy is attached to this minion, shuffle this minion into the entire deck. So this will get set aside, but he will get shuffled back in, which is pretty annoying because he's a bad boost effect. Yeah, so that is my turn.
All right, nice. Good turn. Very productive. I'm going to have Psylocke clear the side scheme here. So
Nice.
that's going to reduce our step 1 threat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Concussive Blast, deal 6 to an enemy. Oh, you know what? I have an even 6. If you wanted to do something else with your 2 basics, I could have cleared that 4 health guy in one go.
Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, I could for the 3 damage I could have killed your Demon Swordsman.
Okay.
And for her, she could have thwarted for 2 off of this side scheme.
Nice. So then what I'll do is aggressive energy and strength for concussive blast. Or I guess I should basic thwart first and then concussive blast. That would have killed the 4 health demon over there. And then he would ready.
You definitely recover.
We'll throw down a supercharged. And I'm going to flip down, recover for 4, add a stored energy to my hand with his alter ego, and then I guess just pitch all 3 of those as counters onto supercharged.
Does it make sense? When you make is there a reason to have more than 4 counters?
On supercharged? Oh, no. Sorry. I should hold. Let's hold Genius.
Sweet.
Before.
I was like, I'm sure I'm missing something there. Great. All right. Good to go. I should have 5 cards now. Nice. Regenerative Longevity. You got this. I might use that. Although I'd like to get Uncanny out. Okay, cool. Okay, so for him, he's going to add 2 threat. And then versus me, he's attacking. I'll, of course, do my classic defense. He attacks for 1/2 plus a boost of negative surge. This says deal this card to yourself as a face down encounter card. And it's going to be, I know that it's coming, though. It's going to be either attach a Dark Force energy or have him activate against me. So that's going to get dealt to me. So 2 attack. I defend it for 2. I take no damage. The Swordsman will hit me for 1, so I'll ready.
Nice.
And then he's scheming versus you.
Schemes on me for 4.
Yep.
And there goes Honor Among Thieves.
Nice. So card and card. So this is an interesting thing, is that when you know that negative surge is coming, this is a pretty classic decision. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reveal negative surge first. And it says, when revealed, if Mr. Negative has no copies of Dark Force energy attached to him, attach a set-aside copy to him, or Mr. Negative activates against you. So the phrasing of that, basically, if he had Dark Force energy, I wouldn't have a choice. He would activate against me. Mm-hmm. But because he doesn't have Dark Force energy, I have the choice of, does he activate or do I attach Dark Force energy? Well, I was going to say attach Dark Force energy, but now I'm thinking actually... Yeah, I think I do want to do that, actually. I think I'm going to attach Dark Force energy with the thought that maybe he'll draw a minion who it will attach to instead. So we'll see.
Nice.
So now I draw... there you go, White Rabbit. So White Rabbit comes into play, and so then after a minion enters play, he's going to imbue that minion with Dark Force energy. And so we shouldn't have to worry about that because we can definitely knock out
Pretty
White Rabbit.
Solid encounter phase there. Demon
Yeah.
form.
Oh.
You may change form. If you're in hero form, attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force energy to Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister attacks you, even in alter ego form. Other characters cannot defend against this attack. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's one of the big brutal cards in the set for sure.
So I think I have to flip.
It'd be it'd be safe to just take the hit in alter ego. Are you gonna survive 2 boost cards?
I might have to basic defend.
Yeah.
If he gets 2 triple boosts, I die. That's the
We
only
just risk
situation.
We
But
just
there
risk
are
it.
some triple. I don't know how many triples are in his. Oh, did we put the standard and expert cards in, by the way?
We did. Yep.
You did? Okay, I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, we saw his boost.
I mean, there's another demon form. There's not too many triples.
I know the Sinister mod has a triple from the side scheme that we haven't seen yet.
It does.
Under fire.
We already saw 1 corrupting touch. So there's only 1 card that would give like an additional boost card. I think you'd survive. It'd be pretty freakish.
Yeah.
To die here, I think.
Let's see. You're in here for attach. Okay, we'll risk it. So we got double boosts here.
Do it.
Oop, that's not a boost. First boost. Triple.
Oh my god. Crime base.
Second boost 1.
Okay, we're good.
So 6 damage down to 2. I'm going
That's hilarious. That was the card you talked about. I love that.
Yeah.
So funny.
That always happens, at least.
But luckily, you did not get. So yeah, what would have killed us is if you'd also gotten the
is there a
corrupting touch into a 2.
True.
Would have been a 1+2. So yeah, this gets removed.
Before we exit the villain phase, I am gonna play You'll Pay for That with Audacity. And this is like where I wish You'll Pay for That didn't have a maximum on it, because I took 6. I could clear specialized training, but it's only max 5, so specialized comes down to 1.
That's perfect. This tough got hidden underneath him, so that's perfect because it will knock off his tough.
Perfect.
And then specialized training, beautiful. I like that risk. I think that was worth the risk.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel free to flip down. I'm definitely gonna stay
I was gonna say I hate to flip and run, but I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and clear specialized for us.
Nice.
And I'm gonna grab the plus health.
Attack one, right?
Yeah, I think I almost always grab that one for X23.
Yep.
Because she has so many different ways to use her attack with like animal instinct and whatnot. I'm gonna go up
exactly. Yeah, the fact that that animal instinct can turn her attack into positive thwarting is great.
And then I'm gonna pay 3 for concussive blast again, defeating your white rabbit.
Excellent.
That's going to ready. And then I'm going to play Tempest for 2.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
You could I think that you could feel free to confuse him with Psylocke.
Okay.
Because I think I could survive a Dark Force energy attack.
And you've got you don't need her to thwart the main at all?
No, I think I'll be fine there.
Hey, sounds good to me. All right, Psylocke. That's going to be 2 damage and a confuse.
So that triggers negative charge, which says, after that happens, we could either just deal a damage and remove it, but we're going to put a Dark Force. I guess it's your choice, but I think put a Dark Force energy on there.
Not often that you see Psylocke not confusing twice, but
I know, yeah.
Tempest removes 1, flip down, recover for 4, and I guess I'll grab another double to hand. Still have not seen my uniform or my rifle. Actually, maybe I'm not going to do that. I'm going to maximize my chances to see it next turn.
Oh, nice. Yep.
All right,
that sounds good. Cool. Back to me. I'm thinking that I will start by thwarting for 2 off the main, and then taking 2 damage to ready and get +2 attack. So now I have 4 attack. I'll go ahead and just kill this soldier or swordsman, which will draw me a card. And then, got some really good setup stuff here. I think what I was thinking was, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna thwart for 2. That will ready X23. I'll attack for 4. Under 28. And then I think what I actually want is I really want Uncanny X-Men more than anything, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play Uncanny X-Men. Although, hang on, is it more important on me or on you? Because you have a lot of X-Men allies too.
I think on you for right now, because
I guess just to get my like engine going.
Yeah, there's
that
no
sounds
guarantee
good.
that I'd draw any allies for the rest of the game, to be honest. And you have a way to get one every turn.
True. That's true. I'm going to just do regenerative longevity because I don't want to die. So I'm going to remove heal 2 from her, 2 from me, and then it's 1 more from pain tolerance.
Sounds
and
good.
we're good. So that felt like a very clean turn.
Very.
That was
Wow,
great.
still no uniform or gun. They're in my last 6 cards.
Yeah. How did you heal to 10? Oh, no, that's right, because you healed to 10. You got plus 4 hit
Yeah,
points.
I got plus 4 health here and then 4 from my recovery.
That's helpful because, of course, there's still 1 more demon form in the deck. So,
Right.
cool.
2 threat on.
2 threat.
Confused on me.
Okay, versus me, I'll defend. He attacks with 2 boost cards because of this. You can set that aside. He's got 4, so a total of 4 damage coming in. I defend for 2, so I take 2, and I ready. Card.
Anti-venom.
Nice. So check that one out. Read through that.
Great art. Also a triple boost. When defeated, heal all damage from this minion and put him back into play under your control as a controlled ally. Ooh. He gains victory 0 and a hazard icon. His thwart is equal to his printed scheme, and he takes 2 consequential damage after he thwarts or attack. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's a fun one. And then Boomerang. This is the one that is just after he attacks you, deal 1 damage to each ally you control. So, cool. Actually, quick rules thing for this. I've gone back and forth in my mind of what the current way this when defeated would work. If I'm the active player and he's defeated, would I be the one who controls him? You know what I'm saying? Under your control. I mean,
there has been some discussion about some of this stuff recently. I think it's the player that's engaged with him is the one that does the when defeated. Now, like, previously, I'm not 100% sure on this because I remember talking about it because there are some minions that actually specify the engaged player, like Hydra Soldier and Goblin Soldier. So
how do you let's say for today, how do you feel like playing it?
For me personally, if I was starting the game from 0, I would make all of these effects as the defeating player. When defeated,
right?
So defeated it.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, that's actually something I've considered even changing it to because I think it makes it more dynamic. And so let's just play it as that, and then I might honestly reword that to it's a lot of wording. I think I wanted to be careful of how many words are on that page, but yeah, I think I want to say when it should go to the defeated player or defeating player.
It goes back to what we were talking about in like choices, you know. You should You should be able to talk amongst the players and be like, all right, who gets the most benefit from this?
Who wants to own this guy? Who wants to kind of convert him to your side? So perfect. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so back to me and call for backup and animal instinct. Animal instinct currently makes me a 6 thwart, which is really cool. Okay, I think what I'll start off with. You don't have any thwarting cards, so I think I will thwart for 2 off the main, and then take 2 damage to ready with the claws. So now I have 4 attack. What I was thinking was claw mastery. Hang on 1 second. Claw mastery to play. What was my word? My timing on this? I guess Claw Mastery to play Claw Mastery, which will heal me 1. So now I have 6 attack. I am going to go ahead and just take Anti-Venom if that's cool.
Nice.
So I'll defeat him. He comes into play as a controlled ally. And that's going to draw me a card off of my combat specialist. Triage. That is really good. Oof. A lot of good cards here. But I think, funny enough, I think I want to spend Triage to play Call for Backup. Don't even bother, because I will actually. I'll go ahead and attack Boomerang for 2 with Honey Badger. Readies me. I'll do Animal Instinct, which will heal me for 1 as I thwart 6 off of Call for Backup.
Did you want to sisterly bond Honey Badger to clear Boomerang?
Oh, right. Yes, that was what I went to do.
You
use the sisterly bond, clears Boomerang, and that heals me 1 more.
I figured you thought about it and you just got so caught up in the moment, because the same thing happens to me. I'm like,
right,
something changes, like, oh, I get so excited about this thing, and I completely forget about my previous
plan. Totally. Especially, gosh, X-23, so many steps and all that. I think I want Professor X. Is that? Yeah, that should be fine. I'm assuming
that's fine with me.
Fight Professor X.
I
so I'll grab
too much
Professor
which
X.
ally.
Who you going for?
That's what I'm figuring out here. I don't care too much which ally I get. Maybe I'll go Gambit, just to
Gambit's fun.
Give us a little.
Well, so with that, I mean, so this happens first before you see that, right? Because I think Professor X probably enters play first.
Yep.
So do we want to confuse or ready? Because if I ready, I could actually attack for another 1, 2 plus 6. I guess I could attack for 8.
I say you should ready.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'll ready Honey Badger. She'll attack for 2 more. Readies me. I'll attack for 6 more. So he's down to 20. Professor X will you do your thing.
Yeah.
Professor X will thwart. Anti-Venom will attack for 3, and then you tell me what you're thinking with Gambit.
So the top card was your obligation, 2 boosts, and then we have a 1 boost, and we have another 2 boosts. So I think I'm just gonna take your obligation.
Yeah, forever, please. Don't let him die.
That's good for you.
Yep. That's my favorite. Yeah, I love that he can just take a nasty card. So we know what those 2 cards are, though. This is
1 boost against you, 2 boost against you. Although I'm decking out, so I guess this will be my deck out card. I should read that real quick. Attach a set aside copy.
Are you decking out though? Because if you flip up, you'd only have. Well, you will deck out. Actually, you might deck out and get the second card, right? Or no? How does that work?
Oh, that's true. I'm not gonna deck out in step 1, so I'm not gonna read that yet.
Okay. Sweet. I think I am done, because I think I can't think of a good reason why I wouldn't stay in hero form, so I'll stay in hero form.
Sounds good. I'm gonna flip up, make a basic attack for 10.
Oh, holy crap! Okay, nice. Down to 7.
Gambit will attack for 2. And then we'll just throw a counterattack down. And then we'll go for a triage. Now triage can even heal Honey Badger, although you've probably got Sisterhood coming up in your deck. It's not. We did pass the only copy.
I think you heal Honey Badger. I'd be very happy with that, because I also think I have multiple game times coming up.
All right, there we go. Triage, heal Honey Badger.
Yeah, sweet.
And she'll attack for 1. And I think I'll hold on to energy conversion, just because it's we're about to shuffle all those resource cards back in.
Yeah, and that just is such a nice safety net in case he gets a big attack. Cool. Great. And then so you have technically not decked out yet.
Nope. 2 cards.
Sweet.
I did draw the uniform. Means the rifle is still in there.
Still in there. Okay. Well, it's just that, because it'll be interesting to see whether you discard or not. Maybe not. We'll see. So he's gonna add 2 threat, and then he is attacking. So what I'm thinking here is that I'll defend this first attack. So he's attacking me for. Oh, we know it's 3, which is perfect. So it's one less damage, or 1 damage. So I'm ready. We know what this card is. What was it? Can I look at it again?
It's a 2 boost.
It's a 2 boost. So are we fine with taking a 4 are you fine with taking 4 damage, or should I block with Professor X and give him a Dark Force energy?
I'm definitely fine to take it. I'm gonna energy
Sweet.
conversion here. There's only 2 cards left in my deck. So I'm gonna shuffle these 9 back in basically.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that
You know
shuffles
what?
as well.
I took out. Well, I made a mistake on the deck build. I took out both power of aggressions to add in 2 power in all of us's, and then I didn't put in the 2 power in all of us's. I was like, why am I not at 11? Because I'm supposed to be at 11 resources, and we're only at 9.
That's
But it's okay.
that's
It's all fine.
okay.
So we're gonna energy conversion, shuffle all these cards back in. So we have an 11 card deck that's 9 resources, and then I can't take more than 3. So I'll take exactly 3. Or sorry, exactly 4. Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
3.
perfect.
And then mill 3, draw 2.
Love it. Awesome.
Oh, and I'm gonna draw another one from this.
That's oh yeah, that's right. You didn't deck out. That's right, because you got stacked up with us. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, back to my card, Demon Form. So again, you may change form if you are in hero form. Attach a set aside. I'm gonna flip to alter ego, and just let him attack me in my dreams. So this is the other corrupting touch. No, because only if he was in if I was in hero form.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna flip to alter ego, but the boost is corrupting touch, which is gonna give him an additional 1. And so that's fine. 4 damage to me, down to 5.
Nice.
And that was fine.
Ooh, I'm gonna catch off guard counterattack, which I could have played, and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't now because I would rather lose that than this.
Yeah, that's an easy lose. Sweet, back to you.
All right, here. Let's see.
I'm definitely gonna flip
training is
at which point all we'll get when he flips is just the encounter card to each of us. Sorry, Professor X should now. Oh, sorry, I should have one more card. Sorry, because of anti-venom. So let me resolve one more encounter card because he is a hazard.
Right. And you were first player at the time.
Yep. Fear the future. So this will now go to you. And so you can either exhaust or was it disc?
I'm actually thinking about discarding each energy card because I can just get the stored energy back.
Right.
And it's not like my hand is that. Yeah, I'm gonna flip and discard and keep that flip in the encounter deck. And then we discard these 3, but stored energy just pops back to hand. Or no, I guess I flip before I
flip before, but you could go with a different temporal card.
Right? I don't think there are any in my discard, or any at least any doubles.
There's temporal allies.
Yeah.
Aren't there?
So I guess that's
still worth it, or.
I can still play. Okay, I can still play both. Yeah, this works because command authority. Oh no, it's not going to draw me a card because I'm not going to pay with the resource card. I'm just going to exhaust and get rid of it.
Okay, sounds good. But you did get the free flip and you got the temporal. So
we're going to keep these resource cards in hand, and I'll grab an ally.
Nice. Very cool. And now you are first player, right?
Yep. All right. We'll have triage. Ping for 1. Go away. And then, let's see. We will flip up. Specialized and aggressive energy for the uniform. We'll go 2 for command authority, which will clear the main and draw a card.
Love it.
2, just 1. And then I think we'll go 3 here for Malcolm. And then he can attack for 2. Oops. Down to 1. And then I don't know if you think, is this a good time to pop him and get the when defeated extra encounter card?
Yeah, I think we just go for it.
All right. Yeah. Gambit can clear him. Goes to stage 3.
Comes 40. Oops.
3/3. Holy cow.
There we go. Sorry.
All right, pass turn to you.
Okay, sweet. If there's a disruption in 5 minutes, I have a time limit set on Discord. I'm going to try and avoid that. We'll see. I might get cut off for a second, but I'll let you know. It'll happen in 5 minutes if it happens. So
we just gotta win in 5 minutes. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wait, no, sorry. Are you now the first player or am I?
I'm still first player, so you just have to take your turn still.
Sorry, yes, because you just took your turn. My bad. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so back to me. Wow, no. Sorry, you are first player, but I am the active player.
It's all good.
Right. Yes, I will start by healing up to my max of 11. I'll then, I do want Sisterly Bond in here, so I'm going to use my Alter Ego ability to shuffle Sisterly Bond back into my deck and draw one. Nice. I'm going to move away from... I just don't think I need Sister here. I think we're going to kill him before that's necessary. I'm going to play Weapon X, take a damage to discard down.
Maybe last Claw Master.
Hopefully.
Oh, Grim
There we go. What was that?
I was just trying to guess what you were going to pull there.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then I will flip to hero form. I will spend... I don't think I need... Well, let's see. I'll take 2 damage. 2 ready. Oops. 2 ready. And have plus... So I have 4 attack now. I'll go ahead and attack for 4. Down to 36, and that draws me a card. And, I don't need Mission Leader. I'm going to spend Mission Leader to play Grim Resolve. That will heal me 1. I'll use Grim Resolve for 1 damage to play 4. 4. I don't get the discount because of Anti-Venom. Forgot about that.
Oh. We totally
I will, yeah, it's unfortunate. I think I will use Sisterly Bond and Grim Resolve to play Forge. I think it's still helpful to have an ally out there. He grabs a support. So I'll just grab whatever, Danger Room or whatever. But I'm going to actually spend it to play Adamantium Lacing. So it'll heal me 1 and then give me 2 more hit points. And then I will attack for 2. That readies me. I'll attack for 4. So he's down to 30. I'll play Game Time. Readies me, heals me. I'll attack for 2. Readies me. I'll attack for 4. So he's down to 24. Anti-Venom and Forge will both attack, so he's down to 20.
Nice.
And that will be me. All done.
All right, sounds good.
I'm decking out. You are not quite yet, but probably...
No, I think I'm going to avoid the deck out the entire game because I have this other energy.
Oh, yeah, because energy conversion. That's so cool.
Not bad for us because we're going to have a rough turn here.
Yeah.
2 on, he's attacking me. I will play energy conversion. Shuffling, there's only 3, 4. I think it's just the 4. Yeah, just the 4 resource cards. And I think my deck is now all resource cards.
That's so awesome.
So I can't take more than 3 damage. He's swinging for 3, 4, 5, 6. But I only take 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to basically just draw 3. And now I think... Oh, wait, I'm going to draw... Oh, I can pick the order here. So I'm going to draw a card here first. And then we're going to choose Bishop's uniform. So that we're going to heal for 7.
That's so freaking sweet. I love it.
And
okay, that's awesome. Well, when he attacks me, I think Anti-Venom is going to heroically jump in front of the attack. Because we know there's no Corrupting Touch. So he shouldn't be able to get overkill. So he knocks that out, and he will get a Dark Force Energy. This gets added to the victory display. So he's out of the game.
But no hazard. Love that.
Yeah. Yep. And then we just get a card and a card, and yeah, we might have a nasty attack from him. But who knows? Maybe we'll get a minion. Oh, this is interesting. Check
Dark
this out.
Purpose. When revealed, choose. Attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force Energy to Mr. Sinister. Sorry, Mr. Negative. Automatic. This card gains 3.
Yep.
Well, I don't like that. Mr. Negative schemes, then you may remove a copy of Dark Force Energy from Mr. Negative and set it aside. So what I could do here is basically just re-roll his scheme with Tempest. Like we can make him scheme and then cancel his scheme.
Which game, cancel that and deal. We could. Or I mean, it's a 16.
He's scheming 16, for 4. So a 2 boost plus, will pop it.
I think. Do you think? I mean,
you just want to see stage 2? We can see stage 2 and save Tempest for if there's like more schemes.
If we even do, I mean, there's still a lot of threat left. So yeah, I think let him scheme.
All right, 4, 5, 6.
Nice.
Oh right. We're not playing solo. We're playing 2-player.
Yes, so yes, exactly.
There you go.
And the nice thing there is it now removes his Dark Force Energy, which is awesome. Perfect. So.
And then I got Beetle.
And that would have removed it also. So sweet. You got Beetle. I've got Overdrive. Overdrive is fun. So this guy says he's 0/0. But when Overdrive activates, shuffle your discard pile. Overdrive gets plus X scheme and plus X attack for this activation, where X is equal to the printed cost of the top card of your discard pile.
Huh.
So he has a hilarious superpower where he can basically supercharge any vehicle. So like that car he's driving right there, like it looks all like, supercharged with like those like whatever those things are coming out the sides of it. But it was probably like a very basic car.
Yeah.
But when he like gets inside of it, it just like transforms into like this supercharged. So anyways, that's like him kind of finding stuff. Spreading fear. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a criminal minion or the Mayor Osborne and Danger Side scheme is discarded. Reveal that card. So we'll discard until we get to a criminal minion. This is Demon Brute, and we reveal that card. So he gets a Dark Force Energy attached to Mr. Negative that moves to him. Yep. Nice. And then last card is going to be Negative Pressure, which we know this card discards, and we'll see if there's any more criminals, any more minions left. There very well may not be. At which point we have to do the other. Oh, Shocker! So Shocker comes in, and so for him it's either attach Dark Force Energy or he activates. After he's attacked, stun the attacking character. I mean, I think we might kill him this turn anyways. Yeah. But so I'll just take. I'll take the 2 damage because I think that's fine on me. He doesn't do anything funny after attacking. So cool. So now back to me. I mean, surely we can.
I have a feeling you got it. Unless you play Face the Past, in which case you might not have it. But
I would like to play Face the Past, but no, I'm going to go ahead and just attack. Oh, sorry. Attack for. No, I will do this first. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Sorry, we were talking about how Anti-Venom turned off Uncanny, but we never got Children of the Atom down, so we never had the 1-cost discount. But I don't think you ever used it all game, so I think it was just.
Oh, that's true. Yep, you're right. You're right. That was already turned off. It was never turned on. So I'm gonna actually do claws first before I do any attacks.
Nice.
And then I'll attack for 4 down to 16. Draws me a card off of Specialized Training. Claw Mastery, perfect. I will go ahead and take a damage to do Claw Mastery, which gives me my damage ready. So now I have 6 attack. I mean, I'll attack for 6. I mean, your rifle can do how much damage?
6, I think.
6 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will attack Demon Brute for 2 with Honey Badger, which readies me. I'll attack Shocker with Overkill, deals 1 damage. I'll do Game Time to heal and ready. I will attack and kill this Brute who gets shuffled in here. Readies X23. X23 will kill Overdrive, dealing 2 damage of Overkill to 7, right? Forge will attack for 1 down to 6, and I'll go ahead and play Children of the Atom. did the wrong card there. But Children of the Atom using Face the Past, and I'll just go ahead and play. Well, I would actually play Clarity first, taking a damage to play Children, and I would play Puncture Wound on him, and then it's back to you.
Nice. So we'll just go. Malcolm and Gambit can take out Beetle. Tempest can clear the main for 1. We use 1 resource card to play the rifle. Let's see, Bishop can take 2 more, and then the rifle will hit for 6. It's a fairly clear board.
We did it. That was awesome.
Heck
that felt like a convincing win. That was good.
Yeah, there was definitely some interesting decisions in there.
Yeah.
We definitely had some good heroes for this matchup. The fact that we didn't really need to chunk block too much, and we weren't really relying on status. I think we only statused him the one time.
We only statused him the one time when we were like very confident that I could handle an extra boost card. Yep. Yeah, literally one status and one chump block. When's the last time you played a game with one status and one jump block?
Yeah, and it still felt like he did a lot of things. It wasn't like he wasn't having a turn.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like this scenario. He's very fun, and I'm very glad that you came up with him.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a labor of love, and definitely like it's interesting when you hear about like for like game designers like the kind of distinction between like should you make something for yourself that you love or make something that other people love, and I'm torn on like what the best thought is there, but like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like a false dichotomy anyways to like think about in those terms. But for me, it's like I've played how many thousands of hours of Champions, and like this kind of like decision making just really is what grinds my gears and gets me excited. And so he's definitely like designed to be, this is what I like about Champions. It kind of shows off what all the most fun like decision space of Champions. So and so yeah, and I think we saw most of his like cards there. Like there, what we didn't see actually. Funny enough, I feel like we normally do see a lot more often is his side schemes. That was one of the few things we didn't see. So one card we didn't see was Negative Sword, which I think you'll like this one. So it's while he's attacking, he gains Amplify. But only while he's attacking, so not for defending or scheming. And it's only after he attacks you spend physical to discard that.
Yeah, and it's not just +1, so it stacks with every single boost card he gets, which works really well with Dark Force energy.
Yes, so it's like it. I like how I like when some of the cards interact with Dark Force energy without saying the word Dark Force energy. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this one definitely does, because he'll sometimes have, he'll often have 2 boost cards, like very often. Mm-hmm. So this is super scary.
And it's gonna have Overkill and Piercing.
Yes, yeah. With a Negative Sword, I've had literally like a 12 damage attack easily from him. So
you could put in what's that one mod, like scary. Weapon Master, where like he attacks and if he has a weapon card, like it gets surged.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't done Weapon Master with him yet, and I want to. I should do that next game. Nice. Weapon Master and maybe like another like Hydra mod could do it. Because one thing about the build of this is it says 1 or 2 modular encounter sets, because I really think that he can do either. I don't think it makes the biggest difference in the world if you do 1 or 2 with him. So a lot of times I'll choose like 2 that really have an interesting synergy, or even just like thematic connections, right? Like doing Weapon Master and then he has like a Hydra pistol seems a little funny, but if there's another Hydra set, then it makes it feel more thematic to me for some reason. Yeah. And then Held Hostage. So this grabs a persona support, which is really fun just to see how it kind of like, will grab the people that you love, Aunt May, Amir, who else? Who's another like Of course, George
Jesse
Stacy.
Alexander, maybe. Um,
Uh, yep. Yeah, there's a lot of heroes. Like all of the champions have at least one. Jefferson Davis, and Genki. So it's just really fun seeing it like grab those people. Deceived by Martin Lee is an interesting one. That one, when it's revealed, you exhaust each alter ego, but then you have this like alternate way of removing threat from it. If you spend mental, you can remove threat equal to your alter ego.
Yeah, these side schemes are nasty.
Yeah, they're mean. There's another one. This one is workplace bombing. It's got crisis, and then when it enters play, and when the villain phase begins, attach a set-aside copy of Dark Force energy to him. Oh yeah, this is one of the nastiest ones. Demonic oppression. Each inner demon minion gains guard. And then when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an inner demon minion is reveal that minion, then it activates against you. So it's like it's giving you this like guard effect, which may or may not actually impact you at all. And it's only 3 threat on the size game, like just a cold 3. But it's revealing a minion that activates against you.
I think I remember this from the first time I played it. This hasn't changed from an older version, right?
I think that's a newer one. There might have been a similar effect, but it's definitely it's a gross one. It really sucks to get that in alter ego and then have an inner demon scheme for 2 or whatever.
I like it's got the PS4 Spider-Man outfit on it.
Not. And then lastly, there's this Mayor Osborn in danger, who which doesn't do anything immediately, but like as more minions enter play, it's going to add threat to it. And then if it hits that threshold, everyone gets an encounter card. He gets a Dark Force energy, and so Mayor Osborn effectively dies. And so, which is fun. I felt like I really love in the Save the Senator Sabretooth scenario. I really like that you don't really like Senator Mark Kelly, but you're having to defend him. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of going for a similar thing of like, Mayor. This whole scenario is like Mr. Negative's upset that Mayor Osborn like beat him in the mayoral election, and so now you have to you have the player choice of we could just let him die, or we can try and like keep him at least not found, or try and defeat the size game altogether. So I like that decision because sometimes I find myself making the decision not purely from a mechanical standpoint, but almost from like a moral standpoint. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like I'll sometimes be like, no, like I want to let him die, or I'll be like, no, I gotta save him, even though I'm like, that's not a good decision for me to be thwarting this. So yeah, so that's the idea there. Oh, and then Cloak and Dagger, I think came out as a boost, but they are similar to Anti-Venom, but instead of a hazard, it's just an acceleration. So. Yeah, I think other than that, I do believe you saw every single card, which is cool.
So the workplace bombing is interesting because I can't think of any other triggering conditions that have like multiple ways to trigger them when this card enters play and when the villain phase begins. It like just the way that the rules work around and I wonder if it requires
I do believe there's one other precedent for this. I don't know what it is, but I could have sworn there was something that was both. It was like something and when the villain phase begins. Maybe we can look up on Marvel CDB later.
Limbo, maybe?
And try and...
Is like there is not Asteroid M. That's after like the villain phase ends, I think.
Yeah, that was not a double.
The spider mod, the Inheritors or something.
Let me think. I could have sworn it was that there was a precedent. I'm quite like I'm like quite aware normally when I'm breaking precedent. I try to
You
Um,
know who would like really know this is Sko, of course.
oh yeah. Of course. Um, and when the no, that's I don't think. Um,
It was not the Inheritors.
uh,
Well, I'm
it,
sure.
it is
No, it wasn't. It
or
wasn't. I'm sure someone will have a comment and
yes.
we'll figure it out.
Totally. Someone, please, please check us there and let us know if that even has any precedent for a single force interrupt covering both kind of two quite different triggers. In this case, when this card enters play and when the villain phase begins. Uh, but
Well, let me ask you about the decks real quick. I know we
yeah,
didn't get like Utopia and we didn't get Uncanny out and we didn't get Sisterhood out because a lot of these cards we're seeing super late. Like we didn't get Uncanny turned on because Children of Adam came out late, that kind of thing.
yeah.
There was only one copy of You Got This, so maybe that would have changed things. But what do you feel about this deck so far? Do you think like the assesses are good? They should stay in, um, or what's your
Um,
read?
yeah. So, man, I love assess the situation. That being said, I'm trying to think if it's. I don't think it justifies a couple double resources, but maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not all three, but like, I don't know how you'd feel about that. But like, I mean, double resources. Here's what I'll say. My feeling on the deck overall was it felt really good and like I was able to appropriately adjust every turn to what I needed to do. And I mean I know this scenario very well. I know X-23 very well, and so I felt like I was playing it kind of uh, strong tempo, if that makes sense. I was like playing it. I was like, okay, these cards are helping me kind of ramp and clear the board. I'm gonna focus on that instead of building. Um,
Totally.
I think in some instances I might have like built out more, but if you don't have double resources, that's not like double resources kind of like they just kind of really jumpstart that, right? Or like oh, I drew into a couple double resources and a couple 2-cost cards. This is my build turn. You're not really hitting that here because you just don't have double resources in the deck. And so I don't know. I think here's what I'll say. If you really are like, I want this deck to build out all these pieces, you might actually want to include a couple double resources. That's kind of my feeling. Whereas I think the deck actually functions really well not doing that. Other than I shouldn't have played Uncanny X-Men, knowing that it doesn't actually turn on until I set up the other combo. But I could easily have played something else that turn. And so, yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts. Those are
So
kind of jumbled.
here's all the 2+ resource cost cards in the entire deck. There's only 13. Once you
Yeah.
get Uncanny out, these 5 up here all become single resources, and
Yeah.
these ones become double. Build support gets you Uncanny or Sisterhood or Utopia. So there's at least 6 cards here that are like not exactly 2+ cost because of build support and Uncanny discounting. So there's really only 7 cards in the deck. I was very curious about Phoenix if maybe she's just too expensive as a game time. She does get you the game time even if you don't have the Danger Room training out, which is kind of nice. Um, but I wonder if she wouldn't just be better as an additional copy of You Got This, where you can just you use Honey Badger, you get the ready, and then you discard Honey Badger and you get another ready, and then you can just get it right back with Sisterhood and Uncanny. Maybe just going super low cost curve, not even worrying about Phoenix. I think Professor X has to stay just because you have alter ego
Yeah.
access.
Yeah. He's
Um,
he's very good for her.
oh, Call for Backup was also in this deck, and that's another at least one card that
Way
you
to
want.
avoid her to
You
pay the cost. Yeah. Because I did get Professor X with Call for Backup.
Face the Past is
Um,
kind of a triple resource in the deck, which is very nice. But this is kind of why I would like hesitant on Mission Leader, if I really needed it, you know, because it is just another double card that's like hard to get out, and it's not as critical as Uncanny or Sisterhood or Utopia, this kind of
yeah,
thing.
I think I'd only maybe run Mission Leader if it was multiplayer, and definitely not solo. I think you were correct in that
Yeah.
initial assessment to not run it in solo. Um, and I'm like all this argument. Maybe even just like literally a single double resource. You know what I'm saying? Like especially maybe you could even like do the double resource that works best for that scenario, because there are some scenarios that specifically, you know, 2 energy or 2 mental or 2 physical are needed for removing like a nasty attachment or paying some other like um fee, you know.
Well,
um
I wish Marvel CDB had that sideboard option.
right, right.
But I, like,
True. I mean, but you can even mention like, well, it's got a single, you know, strength in there, but um,
so with
but switch it out for energy or genius if you want to. But I think just the idea of like a single resource might honestly just be like enough, like sort of a oomph to sort of, on occasion, you're going to see that double resource, and it's going to help you play a danger room. It's going
yeah,
to help you play a utopia. It's going to help you play a phoenix. You
so
know,
I'm definitely
and yeah,
I definitely agree that double resources don't have to be all or nothing. One and
yeah,
two are also numbers in the game. You do have
yeah.
Combat Specialist, which is basically giving you a 6 card hero hand size. So once you get Specialized
Mm-hmm.
Training down, you are at least getting like a double every turn type thing. But like
Yeah.
she can also just win the game super fast, which kind of like ruins a lot of combos with her. Like you can just, especially in solo, like why even set up all this stuff when you can just play Honey Badger and a couple game times and the game is done.
Right.
But
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that I struggle with sometimes with her is like, um, yeah, it's like, okay, why even? That was what I was struggling with a little bit, was like, why play these build pieces that will only give me 1 or 2 turns of value, um, when I could just deal 8 more damage right now by playing a game time or whatever, you know, like,
yeah.
um,
So what do you
yeah.
think? What do you think should be the cuts? Basically, like you're saying, the build pieces, the don't actually play Danger Room. Just wait until you draw into Danger Room training naturally. Do you think
Um,
more
I
copies would be
think if
that
I was to
case?
run this, like literally just run it back, I think I would. I can't believe I'm saying this because I am like the world's #1 fan of assess the situation, but I think I would cut the assesses,
Mm-hmm.
add, or sorry. Let me back that up. If the most minimal thing, if I was going to run it back solo, is I would actually drop Mission Leader and throw in a single double resource, and I would just play that and have fun. Um, that's my feeling. If I was gonna run it back though, like multiplayer or do some more changes, I think I would drop the assesses instead and add like another "You Got This," a double resource, and maybe another Danger Room training, because we do have 3 game times, only 1 Danger Room training, and we have other targets who could enjoy Danger Room training from Danger Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Danger Room isn't that strong just because she only has Professor X as a way to flip.
Maybe
Um,
see Danger Room as a multiplayer thing where you are like, if
yeah.
I'm playing with another mutant,
So
encourage them to play Danger Room.
these
That's
are
usually my Danger Room strategy.
these are
Is tell someone else
multiplayer,
to.
and then max out the copies of You Got This, and then
Yeah.
take something out for a single double resource. Although without these 2 cards, there really aren't that many more targets for a double.
There's not that many, but again, like the one double resource might just turn it from, you know, from I'm not playing Utopia this turn to I am, you know, and I feel like that could be pretty substantial,
You did get pretty unlucky
and
in
it
that.
feels different than even having more cards. Like I feel like it's kind of not at cross purposes to like, you know, once you get combat specialist, yes, you'll have another card, but that's not, now I have 2 resources to spend on Utopia. That's like, now I have an Animal Instinct and a Game Time, which I just want to play those. But if I had, a couple of cards and I had a double resource instead of an assess the situation, if I'm looking at Utopia, assess, Game Time, and Weapon X, I'm spending Utopia to play Weapon X. I'm using the Game Time. I'm playing the assess situation. Whereas if this was a double resource, I would have played the Utopia that turn and moved forward. Yeah.
I think one thing that also colored it was drawing Uncanny and Utopia in the same hand.
Right.
Which
I should have played Utopia. It's like, proven smarter, I think.
Well, you not really, because you still don't have Children of the Atom out to get the ready off of it. I think both of these cards do rely on Children of the Atom.
You're right, but I should have played it because you're an X-Men, and you could have been benefiting too. So I should have at least put it on the board. I think I got greedy. I just thought, if I play Uncanny X-Men, now all my allies are... I'm a big fan of Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah.
It's so fun playing such cheap allies.
Unfortunately, we just saw Children of the Atom at the bottom. Now, the assesses are also here just to help you draw into it more reliably, like getting it earlier.
True.
Unfortunately, unlike Weapon X and whatnot, it doesn't really do anything the turn that you play it, which is like very similar to a lot of your protection upgrades. Like you play it, like you're playing your Change of Fortune because you want to do the Change of Fortune thing at some point in the future, but the time you play Change of Fortune, you're not usually triggering Change of Fortune.
I should have had, instead of your extra specialization training, or specialized training, if you had run a copy of Children of the Atom for me.
Totally.
That would also have helped. So that's my big thing in multiplayer is like, if someone's willing to just run an extra copy of Children of the Atom, I don't think that's crazy to do. Because then when they have a chance to just play it before you do, for you, then that helps you, especially if you're just trying to really make something happen. Because then that means like on the turn you would have played, Uncanny and Children of the Atom. Instead, you can play Uncanny and Utopia while they play Children of the Atom on you, like that turn or the turn before, and it can help ramp that thing that needs multiple pieces. So the fact that piece is a play under any player's control, this might be the kind of deck that you maybe put together a solo version, but otherwise put together a multiplayer version with what I call a wish list, which is cards that you want someone else to run for you.
Yeah. So I'm coming around to the idea, I think, of Phoenix being a cut, because like essentially she has a single game time for Honey Badger, but even with Uncanny out, she's triple the cost of game time. So you're spending 3 cards. For that same thing, if you do have the combo set up of Uncanny plus Sisterhood, you spend a card to get Honey Badger, and then you spend a card to play her. And even that is cheaper than playing Phoenix just to replay her, which I think maybe also makes Pixie a cut, just because like the only reason you play Pixie is to, well, maybe you do want Professor X twice in a deck pass, so maybe Pixie's not a cut. But she gets you Honey Badger, but Sisterhood also gets you Honey Badger, but she only gets you it if you don't want to spend your X23 card to get her. So I'm thinking maybe Phoenix comes up here. She seems designed almost with X23 in mind, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like she really, but like X23 wants that low cost curve, and she's a little bit too expensive. And that's 3 cards out that would be targets for the doubles, which really just leaves these left.
What's funny is that she could also, I don't know if it relates to this deck since this is leadership. But again, in multiplayer, Phoenix is actually a great make the call target. Hypothetically. So on your turn, someone else who's running a leadership deck could make the call Phoenix from whoever has it, her, probably their own.
Yeah.
And ready. So then it's just like, again, it's sort of like, I like the idea of if you are playing multiplayer, think big like that in terms of like this shouldn't be at cross purposes with game time. It should be that someone else is actually ramping that and making it, giving me a game time essentially, or working a game time. Although at that point they should also just be running game time for you.
That's true. They could just play game time. I guess if they're an
we're
alter
running
ego.
into the problem of game time is just absurd value. It's crazy. And it's really hard to beat and compete.
The other thing is that in this 2-player game, I was running Gambit and I was able to take care of your obligation.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is not always a guarantee. And for solo, I don't necessarily want to put Gambit in just because again he's very expensive, and you might not even see your obligation in 3 cards he looks at. So we got pretty lucky in that game because like losing her,
it was really lucky.
You have to flip down, exhaust it, get her back with Sisterhood. But I think this deck, you can play it like how we did it, where you just keep Danger Room on her, or Danger Room training on her all game. Or you can do the Uncanny Sisterhood, you got this kind of loop thing. And just flex into whatever the scenario is asking you to.
Yep, I think that's the way to do it. And I think that's the key word is flex. If you keep it flexy, I think that's the way to go for her, so she doesn't feel like she's locked into going a certain direction. That's one of her big strengths, I think, is just being able to really just kind of pivot and slide over whenever she needs to. And so, like, staying with that strength, I think, is smart. So, cool. This was so fun. Oh, my gosh. It was fun to play with the new cards, some of our favorite heroes. Seeing Bishop pop off is always happy. And we really put Mr. Negative in his place, I think. So that was cool. I think he could have killed you. The fact that there was definitely a kill on the table, it's pretty cool. So I'm glad that we experienced that as well.
Yeah, it was very much like a poker moment where like you're in a showdown. Yes. And the villain, like, or you're, literally in the poker, they call the other guy the villain. So like the villain flips over their first card, and you're like, oh no, that's an ace. Oh no, yes. We flipped over the first card. He had triple boost. Exactly. And then the second card flipped over was a deuce, and I was like, oh, fine, we're safe. Okay.
We're fine. We're good. Yep. Exactly. Yep. That's so true. And what's fun is that you put yourself in that situation. Like you were the one who chose to risk it, which I think is a fun thing that just like always makes me feel better. Like even if I lose in that sort of situation, it's just like, okay, but I did choose this, right? Like I could have stayed an alter ego, taken the 5 damage to my alter ego, but certainly survived. And instead I risked it because it was going to, draw me into more resources. And it allowed me sort of a free flip to hero, so I could flip back down to alter ego. And so I thought that was really a cool moment and probably the highlight of the game for me, which is not surprising. Demon Form, I think, is probably my favorite card of all his cards. So great. Well, dude, thanks so much for playing. This is awesome. And I've been like kind of dreaming of this moment of getting to show off the totally kind of redux version of Mr. Negative to you and get your thoughts and kind of see you experience it. So yeah, I'm really glad you had a good time.
Is this in your TTS mod? Because I do have that downloaded.
Yep. It's in my TTS mod. So if you just go to the TTS mod, which I'm sure you can link in your description of this video, I'll make sure you have the link to that. And you can just go there and grab Mr. Negative from there. In the like community sealing process, it just got nominated and like selected for that. So it's now in the process of sort of like getting as official of a seal process as the community has. So it might get a couple tweaks in a few weeks when that concludes, but otherwise it should hopefully be sort of becoming like an official offering of the custom content community. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and and please give me some feedback and let me know if he kicks you in the butt or how it goes for you. So,
Well, Andy, thanks so much for coming on the channel. It's always a pleasure to play, and I know I have a habit of in these video recordings to go long in the gameplay sections, but hopefully we're able to keep it pretty quick because I know we both like the snappy play. And
yeah,
you're
no,
always welcome to come back.
I felt like we played really fast, which is good. I feel like we had nice conversation before and after. But I think you can like tag the video, have the gameplay as kind of one big section, and I think it was pretty brisk. I think so.
Nice.
So hopefully people can enjoy that if that's what they came for. So yeah, thanks for having me. This is so much fun.